The broadcast is live. Hello, everyone. Okay.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And can you see me?
Yes, I can. Before I could not. I was like,
Okay.
live. I don't know where we're going live, but I was going to make it work.
Welcome to Convos. Today is Wednesday, where we host amazing entrepreneurs from all over the world who are winning in their particular industries. And I'm happy to introduce to you guys Shadé, Dr. Shadé Adu. I want to read your bio really quick, and then you can go ahead and do like an overview of who you are and what you do. And so her bio states Dr. Shadé Adu is an award winning digital brand strategist, best-selling author, and international speaker. With a passion for people and a love for helping others succeed. Driven by the desire to support women entrepreneurs and facilitate the creation of generational wealth, Shadé is truly committed to offering a comprehensive range of services, which is oriented towards achieving three I's: income, influence, and impact. Whether working with a company or a brand, she will stop at nothing short of ensuring desired outcomes. Dr. Shadé has had the pleasure of being featured in Hello Beautiful, Black Enterprise, The Network Journal, and Rachel. She has also spoken at and facilitated numerous workshops in Kazakhstan and Ghana, as well as universities, high schools, institutions throughout the United States. In addition to being a full-time entrepreneur, Dr. Shadé has received her PhD in curriculum and instruction from the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and she attributes her success to a great mentoring and spiritual favor, paying it forward with the goal of inspiring positive change in the world around her. So, without further ado, I am Dricka Carter, the host of Carter Capital, Convos. We started about a year ago. This is our sixth season hosting this podcast. I'm excited to have you here. So you could go ahead and introduce yourself to our listeners.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited to be here. So like kind of like my bio, I listen to it like, who is that person sometimes? I have been in business for over 8 years, and my goal is to help women entrepreneurs make more leveraging digital marketing and creating digital products like courses and online coaching programs so that they can create income from anywhere around the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just by having a phone, a computer, and some good Wi-Fi. My
Yes.
philosophy really is you should teach what you know and get paid well for it. So everything that I create, the things that I talk about really are based on that teaching and my backgrounds in education. I started my business before I left my teaching job, and I was teaching overseas. So I get excited about helping women package their expertise and get paid for it.
Okay, so the entire time that you've been an entrepreneur, were you a coach? Did you desire to be a coach? Or was it like some things that led to you saying, you know what, I know what I'm doing. I've impacted brands. And how did you get into the coaching space?
So I started off as a life coach.
Okay.
Um, when I first started my business, I resigned like a month before I started my business a month before I resigned from my international teaching job. I knew that there was
Mhm.
something else that I was supposed to be doing. And this whole idea, I think I spoke to a life coach on the internet when I was still living overseas. I lived in Kazakhstan for 3 years. And
Mhm.
I was just like, I'm supposed to inspire and help people and help them live their best life. And I was just, living a pretty good life at that time. So I said, I just want to help other people do the same thing too. And people kept asking, like, how do you do what you do? And I said, well, then I stumbled across this thing called a life coach, but I didn't really know how to be one. So I got a
Mhm.
certification, and I wanted to learn how to, just like I went to school to be a teacher, I wanted to learn how to be a life coach. Through that process of helping
Right.
people and just kind of coaching them, because it was like kind of like a natural progression from teaching. I realized that people who were coming to me kept saying, how do you build a brand? How do you build a brand? All of the people who were coming to me for life coaching, and they were talking about how to handle, it was life coaching and career coaching, how to advance in their career, how to go back to school. We were talking about how to lose weight. So it was very general. But the one commonality was how do you build a business and how do you build a brand? And there was something that they saw in me that they said, you know how to do this. And I'm looking at them like, I'm a rookie too. I don't know what I'm doing. But they kept saying it to me. And at some point, I had to listen. So I transitioned into
Right.
doing less life coaching and doing more brand strategy and helping people build a personal brand. Because what I realized was, even as a teenager, one of my first jobs, I didn't want to be in retail. That was not my thing. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
work for the government. So I used to work on political campaigns before I could vote. So I worked on presidential, municipal, elections. So I would be phone banking and I would learn from politicians. And I was like, oh crap, that's marketing. They called it like reputation, but it was branding.
Right.
So I've been
Right.
doing this since I was a kid, as like, just to make a couple of dollars here and there,
Right.
realizing it was positioning me for a future career to help people build personal brands on the internet. So that's really what I would encourage people to do, is think about what people are asking you for, because there's probably a price tag that you probably could be being paid for, but you just haven't paid attention. Well, that's one. Pay attention to where your next price tag.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's one of the things I kind of like resonated with you as well. Absolutely. Pay attention to who you're next to. People don't really understand how much networking can affect your career and your life, personally and professionally. A lot of times we sit in these rooms, or we desire to be in these rooms. And when you get into the room, you don't know what to do. You freeze up. Same thing with the internet. It's just another room for you to be in. You should be comfortable on the internet. You should be comfortable if you're in a Zoom class with your peers or other professionals. You should already be comfortable talking about what it is that you know, what it is that you do, so that you can allow other people to come to you as the expert.
Mhm.
What is the mindset shift that you had to go through on becoming a life coach, from just, let's say, from corporate to being a life coach? What was your mindset shift?
I would say the mindset shift of just being an entrepreneur. So when I first started my business, I thought you need a website, you need some photos, you need like a business
You need
card,
a logo.
a business card, right? You need this stuff. You need stuff to be in business. I thought your LLC, I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
business. What I did not realize was that my good job that I had, they was not going to pay me no more because I left it and I needed to make money. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the biggest shift, that I'm not receiving a paycheck anymore. And I got to be the paycheck. If I want to get paid, I got to figure this thing out. Right. So I needed some support on that, because that was a challenge, because I didn't realize it. I was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people who are transitioning, whether it's from corporate, from the classroom, if you've been an entrepreneur all your life, okay, I'm a hustle to get what I got to get. But if you've been
Mm-hmm.
comfy, you had benefits and you had, expense accounts and things like that, then when you realize that you got to create money, then it's a total mindset shift. So now
It
it's
is.
like, if you want to buy something, I say it to myself, something like, okay, what we got to buy? Like, we got to buy equipment. I want to do some different things. We have a conference coming up. There's down payments and things that got to be paid for in advance.
Yes.
Okay, so how do we create it? That's the biggest shift, that you now are not the employee, you are
You're the
shifting from the
employer.
employer. So you need to be hiring
Absolutely.
people. That was a shift. You need to be having a way to make money every day. McDonald's, Walmart, Target, they make money every day. So if we really want to be serious about what we do in our business, how do we make money every day? How do we
Every
make
day.
it consistently
Absolutely.
so we can take care
So
of
that was a
ourselves?
few things that you said just now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I went hello.
Ourselves and others, because we're building a brand. I love that. I love that. We have to understand that we're building brands, even if it's a personal brand or if it's a company brand. Like you said earlier, you have to realize that you're building something. If you don't believe in what you're building, no one else will believe in what you're building. That's something that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with. Everybody just want, like you said, get the LLC, get the bank account, get the logos, get the business cards, but it's much more work behind it. You have to come up with creative concepts. Brand awareness never stops, right? Once you get into PR, or you get to the level of doing PR and being in magazines and being on podcasts or being on TV shows or traveling to speak, that is a whole nother can of worms, right? You have to be prepared for. A lot of business owners are not prepared. They see the glitz and the glam, but they don't know the logistics behind it. So that's why I asked that question about mindset. A lot of people don't really understand that you have to have the determination, you have to have the consistency in order for people to even want you to speak on their stages or sit on their panels or give the value that you're giving. You have to have had impacted lives already. You have to have some substance with yourself when you're being brought to stages, right? Or when you're coming into nonprofit organizations and things of that nature. You have to be able to be impactful. I love the 3 I's. That was absolutely amazing that you put that in your bio. One of the things I want to ask you is, what's a tip that you have for any business owner that's out there that's looking to build a personal brand or looking to build a corporate entity of their own and be a six-figure earner or a Fortune 500 company?
So I'm not the Fortune 500 company yet, but we can take a piece out of those $1 billion books, brands. The
Mm-hmm.
first thing, if you're building a personal brand, be yourself. The best thing that we can do in this marketplace is to be ourselves. The perfect person that I just thought of as you were speaking was Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown built this personal brand, being herself, making carrot hot dogs or whatever it was, and now
Vegan.
brand partnership deals in Target. I haven't been able to get to Target
Target.
from her stuff, but I just think about it. She started on the internet. Like I try to tell. I think about last night we had Quinta Brunson started on the internet
Controversial.
as a meme.
Issa.
Award winner. I thought about Issa last night. I use Issa a lot in these examples. Like
Mm-hmm.
it literally can happen when you decide that I'm gonna play full out and I'm gonna build a brand unapologetically around who I am, with my imperfections, with my skin color, with my hair, with my things that I like and don't like, the way I talk, the way I don't talk, my personality. You know, this is the season of a personality where people are
It
literally
is.
building phenomenal brands. And I was talking about this yesterday about like people don't get it. Like Justin Bieber was discovered on YouTube, Soldier Boy. I would even say Cardi B. Like $40 million Cardi B is
Right.
worth. She's found on the internet before she got on Love and Hip Hop. So I need people to understand that
Yep.
we have a powerful opportunity in this season, but it's a finite amount of time.
And just being yourself. And
Just
and
be
just
yourself.
being yourself.
It's crazy.
Not going and say, oh, I like what Shadé is doing. I need to start doing that. Oh, I
You
like
can
what
be
Dricka is doing. I
inspired,
need to start doing that. Oh,
but
be
add your own
yourself, but
sauce.
don't copy.
Add your secret sauce so you can be inspired. Okay, you can act like nothing is new under the sun. Let's be clear about that. For these people that think that they made something new,
Yes.
nothing is really new under the sun. There's stuff that's innovative, like an iPhone, an iPad, the iPod. That was revolutionary. There's some things that definitely are revolutionary, but nothing
Mm-hmm.
is new under the sun. So it's okay if you want to do something that somebody else did. I was inspired. One of my first coaches were brand strategists. I didn't know it was a thing. Sometimes you don't even
Right.
know something possibility until you see somebody else doing it. And I was like, oh, that's what I am. They gave me the languaging. I thought it was like a
Mm-hmm.
life coach. No, it was a branding expert, coach, strategist. I still infuse life coaching in what I do, but I'm more of a
Mm-hmm.
strategist slash consultant.
Right.
But when I was just starting, I didn't have that languaging. I knew how to be a teacher because that's what I went to school for. So being yourself is so powerful. It will open up doors for you. You don't got to be nobody else. There are people who want you in your story at your tax bracket. They want everything that you have today. Okay. So the faster
Okay,
you
so wait, pause,
Mhm,
wait. I don't want to cut you off, but I want to
mhm.
pause right there. Don't forget your train of thought, right? Because so many times people feel like my personality, like you said earlier, the way I talk. I'm from New Orleans, so a lot of people are like, "What? Oh, we don't say things probably the proper way." Like I said, I'm college educated, but I'm still gonna talk how I talk. I don't care about the glitz, the glam, the articulation of certain things because I want to break it down to where a fifth grader or a third grader can process what I'm saying, right? Because everybody doesn't have the college education to articulate what you're saying or to translate what you're trying to say from the IRS jargon in my field, right? Or from you speaking at a event with millionaires versus you speaking at an event to the community, right? You have to be able to fit in both rooms. You have to be able to, so most people want to know how, right? We can talk about what we do all day. We can talk about how we do it all day, but people want to know, how do we get to that point? Like beyond studying, beyond researching, beyond sitting on the internet, watching people and being inspired and then feeling like I need to go copy this. How do I get into the space that I need to be in to flourish?
So you got to be consistent. You got to be what I call in the doing of things. So the problem is a lot of people are trying to analyze, trying to figure it out. They're trying to sit on the sidelines and make everything perfect. In order for you to run a business in whatever lifetime, because running a business is hard, period. It doesn't matter what kind of business model you have. Most people who start businesses fail. 500,000 businesses, 543 businesses start a month in the United States. Most of them will fail. So let's be clear about this. This ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to be successful, you got to be consistent, persistent, and resilient. You got to try stuff. You got to test things out and figure out what works and what does not work. The goal is that you figure this out before you run out of money, because that's going to happen too. Okay, let's be clear. No, welcome to life. Welcome to business. Yeah. But you got to figure out. This is why when I talk to women entrepreneurs, because I study, on my doctoral side, I study research. We research things. And on average, Black, talking specifically about Black women, that's primarily who I work with. We're the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. We're the most people that got all the degrees, the credentials, certificates. If there's a certificate, there's a Black woman trying to get one, right? But we are also
absolutely 100%.
We're the fastest failing group of entrepreneurs. And some of the reasons we fail is because of confidence. We don't believe in ourselves. Whereas our less melanated friends, they out here raising millions on dreams and hopes and wishes. And you actually got a good idea.
Capital.
I want to tell people, right? Confidence. Some people not winning because you just don't believe in yourself. So you want me to believe in you and pay you, and you can't believe yourself. You got to be confident. I know they say don't fake it till you make it. Fake it till you feel it. You got to feel it. Be confident in what you do. Okay, if you want people to buy into, because listen, there's a lot of talentless people on the internet, but they confident. And that's why people are buying into what they got to offer. Competence. You have to know stuff. So let me tell you something. I got to get real because I'm talking to my ladies. They're not cutting us no slack. So I can't cut you no slack. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. You have to know.
It's the real world.
You got to know your stuff. So if you don't know your stuff, actively invest in coaching, invest in mentorship, read, get Audible, look at some trainings. There's workshops, there's YouTube, there's all kinds of stuff for you to get your competence level, increase your competence level. So when I didn't know stuff in business, when I first started, I didn't have no excuse. I had to be on an active path of learning how to get stuff. So I want to expedite that pathway. So I invest in coaching, mentorships, and masterminds so I can go to the people like, hey, how you have, I want to have a 6-figure day this year. How did you make 6 figures in a day? Forget this making it in a year stuff. Like, how do we make it in a day? How do we make it every single month?
Right.
Where I want to go. So in order for me to get to where I want to go now in my life, I got to go where the people are who are already doing it. That wasn't my stuff that I said 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I was trying to figure out how to make $1 on the internet. Now, how do we make hundreds of thousands of dollars faster? Right? Yes. That's my goal. So then the last piece of that, just like you have the word behind you, it's another C, capital. We have to have money. So you have to have money. You got to either, and most businesses across the board are bootstrapping. They had some savings. Something happened. They had an insurance policy. They got their 401k. Yes, you may have to borrow from your 401k. I'm not the financial person. Leave that to the financial people. But hey, you make your decisions. You got to get capital to run a business, because if you was buying a McDonald's, you got to have $1 million, $2 million liquid. But when we tell you to invest in a coaching program or a course, you looking at us like we insane. But if you was going to a franchise and
but you also happen on every live. You happen on every live and every opportunity to get that person or that coach for cheap. You have to be willing to invest. If you're not able to invest wholeheartedly with your money, but can you invest time? You just said a few ways. Reading, you have to invest time into researching, you have to invest time into actually implementing what you're getting from the coach, right? The coach is giving you everything that you need to play the game, but you have to actually learn how to implement the strategies that the coach is giving you. If the coach is giving you platforms to post on, right? But you never taken the time to even download the app. You never taken the time to even go in Canva and try to create a graphic on your own if you cannot afford to pay a graphic designer or a brand strategist or a coach or a mentor, right? There's ways around things until you get to the point where you need to be to enforce and go 100%. Sometimes we have hybrid entrepreneurs, right? People that work 9 to 5 and then still have to go in and try to figure out time for their business, time for their family, time for themselves, right? Because we put ourselves on the back burner so much, like you said, talking to mainly Black women, because that's a lot predominantly who I work with as well, building tax offices and letting everybody, it feels like we're all coming together as a community, but on the outside world, we still competition, right? I literally train my competition on what to do, how to do it, how I'm doing it. And it's like sometimes they get intimidated, sometimes they get inspired, and then we have some people that's just like, it's too much, I'm shutting down, right? And so working with all of these different personalities all the time, sometimes stuff can rub off on you. That's why as coaches, we have to be strong. So what are the things that you do for self-care or to make sure that you remain stronger or make sure that your cup never goes empty?
Oh, self-care. Oh, that's a good one. One is therapy.
I
Um,
told you we have fun. We love it. Oh, stop. Okay, so one is therapy. Stop there. Because I see so many of us coaches and stuff talking more about therapy and being open to therapy. Just Black people in general are starting to be more open to therapy. Why did you decide to go to therapy?
because getting a PhD and running a business, you're more likely to be depressed. So I need to get my life together. I was like, this is messing with my money, and I need to get my life together. So I needed some
Mm-hmm.
other tools that
Yeah.
were not coaching and mentorship. I needed some therapeutic
Mm-hmm.
practices and tools in my life kit because I want to be a better person. So it was
All around.
important
Yeah.
to me to invest in therapy. I was supposed to probably have session tomorrow, but I was like, I'm busy this week, but I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get it. We're gonna put it in the calendar. But prioritizing me and my mental health and my personal health, because when you have goals and when you have aspirations, sometimes they can weigh heavy on you. So you need tools to get to support
Heavy
you.
is the head.
You need tools that support you. That's one.
Absolutely.
Other self-care, I love to travel. I love spending time with my family. So I have a million nieces and nephews, and being able to spend intentional time with them makes me extremely happy. And spending time with family and being intentional about the time we spend together makes me very excited. And then traveling, like, I gotta getting on a plane, going somewhere. I have some we have a lot of business trips happening, but after one event, I was like, let me stay. It's at a beach. It's at the beach. It's in Florida, and I was like, well, let me just stay one more day, so I can have a beach day for
Mm-hmm.
myself or a self care day where it's not attached to work, and understanding that life is not just
Yes.
work. You should have fun. Fun and play
I
are
literally was just saying that. Two things. One, I forgot to say earlier. The first thing was I just posted earlier about on my story about stop trying to get everything for free, right? Like we see people hopping on this live, hopping on that live, jumping in this community or this Facebook group or subscribing to these emails because of a freebie. And then you never implement or you never feel like, okay, I got something from this. So that's number one. The second part of that is you just said things that you do for self-care. We have so much in common. Traveling, spending time with family. I don't do therapy yet. I'm going to do therapy starting this year. But that's one of the things that I wrote on my vision board this year. The second part of that is you have a conference coming up, right?
yes.
Girl, your brand is a big deal conference. Let's talk about that conference on April 20th through 22nd, right?
Yes. So the conference is less than 100 days away. We like 99 days and counting away from the Girl Your Brand's a Big Deal conference. The reason why we named it is because it's an affirmation to everyone who wants to hide, including myself. Your brand's a big deal. Your life is a big deal. Your business is a big deal. And you got to make noise about it. So we have phenomenal speakers, and we'll be announcing some of them next week. It's just going to be a powerful experience. And if this is for people, these are for coaches, consultants, experts, personal brands, small business owners who know that they want to get more support with their branding and their marketing and even their sales. We have 6-figure speakers, we have 7-figure speakers. We even have people who've made over 8 figures in their business that are going to be supporting me in this vision of this event. And we got surprises. Like I like fun and I like surprises, and my coaches like surprises too. So I like to surprise people too. We just have a phenomenal experience happening.
And then you know what, when it's a conference or a big deal, a lot of coaches like to match. Oh, you giving away money? I'm giving away money.
We got stuff. Well, that might happen. You just never know what's gonna happen. Is our theme is amplify everything. So our goal is to make noise about this event. I've been kind of behind the scenes, but we about to full kick off our promotion next week. So tickets are on sale. We do have a discount. I think it's New Year NYE. It's $50 off your ticket. We have a good time. Do not wait to the last minute to get your ticket if you're thinking about it. Our room block always sells out. I'm always having to call the hotel to beg and ask for more rooms. Our room block always sells out. And the ticket prices will be increasing. So if you're thinking about it, bring yourself and bring a business bestie. There's always a ticket. There's always a flight to Atlanta. And Southwest got them discounts now because, they just had a snafu earlier this month. So they got $49.
Look, all my good friends in Atlanta now. It's crazy. Everybody like, you need to just move to Atlanta.
See, Atlanta is close enough. I'm in North Carolina. It's close enough to get there, far enough to not be there. I'll be like, I make appearances. I'm not Atlanta. Definitely join us.
And I was just in North Carolina, like, what's this, January? I was there in October.
What part?
Yes, that is amazing. Any final words that you want to get about the conference? This is amazing. I just love to see conferences. How many years have you been doing it, or is this the first year for this particular conference?
So this is the second year under this name. I've been hosting conferences since 2017. So how many years ago is that? I don't even know. I just been reiterating names, remixing it, but ultimately this is a business conference for women entrepreneurs who need support with building their businesses, because we talk business principles and we bring you phenomenal people to network with. At my events, we've had people who've started businesses together. They've met have developed business relationships. They've made partnerships in sales. I mean, there are so many things that have happened because people have met. And one thing I always say is I bring amazing people together in rooms. So you want to be in one of those rooms if you're looking to expand your networking and get a breakthrough for your business and your brand.
Absolutely. Well, you answered my question. My question was, what's the end goal of Girl, Your Business, Your Brand is a Big Deal conference? But that was basically a sum of it. So y'all go on to her website, use the discount code NYE. You heard what she said. The prices is going to go up soon. So be sure to grab your ticket, grab your business bestie. When you listing out your conferences that you're going to this year, this one is in second quarter, y'all. So we have a little bit of time, but not too much time. She's going to start having a marketing. If you are on Shadé's email list already, listen, you are already in for a treat. So that's amazing. We are so proud of you here at Carter Capital on Common Convos. Myself, Dricka Carter, is proud of you. Got to give you your flowers while you're here. Any final words, final remarks, or how can viewers contact you?
Thank you so much for having me today. You can connect with me on social media, on Instagram at Hey Dr. Shade. I'm on across the internet at Hey Dr. Shade. Send me a message. If you want to build your course, you can type in the word, I think, DM me courses. You can also connect with me on Facebook at Shadé Adu across Facebook and social media. And if you're looking to come to the conference URL is thebigdealconference.com. thebigdealconference.com. Take a screenshot, connect with us, and let me know that you found me here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We appreciate you here on this Winning Wednesday, Dr. Shade. So you have a great day. I'm going to connect with you on Instagram so that we can promote the episode. And then once it's uploaded and edited, of course, I'll get it sent to you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.